As you've heard, the court appearance of a 25-year-old man charged with attempting to hack a service provider for the NBN has raised questions about the multi-billion-dollar network's security. To explain what it all means, joining us in the studio is futurist and technology commentator Mark Pesce. Mark, when I got up this morning, the news was that the world was falling down around our ears, courtesy of a man from central west New South Wales. What are the authorities, well, what were they saying then and what are they saying now about what this young man could do?
The 6 a.m. press release used the line national infrastructure damage, and then in a separate paragraph talked about the NBN. And there may have been some confusion, and people maybe thought, oh my goodness, that means he was actually trying to destroy the NBN.
People being journalists.
Someone. Yeah, let's not place blame.
That's incredibly graceful and
yes,
polite of you, Mark.
I mean,
with certificates.
I think if people were reading it quickly, they would have said, oh my God, national infrastructure, it must be the NBN. It turns out that this carrier was signed up to provide services under the NBN, but is not yet connected to the NBN.
Which does not yet exist.
Which does not exist, where they are anyway. Maybe in Hobart they could have, but you know, certainly not there. And not only that, the kinds of services that the NBN provides are not the same kinds of services that ISPs provide. It's a bit like talking about atoms and then subatomic particles.
Yeah.
And the NBN provides the subatomic particles, and he didn't have a nuclear reactor, so there's no way he was getting to those. He could get to the atoms, and he could mess those around.
I don't know if
Thanks
it's
for
made it
clearing
clearer
that
for me. Can I
think the 7 people connected to the NBN in Tony Windsor's electorate should check their bank account.
Yeah, exactly. Can I ask, Mark, if that's what the police, well, that's how it was interpreted of what the police said, what did this very competitive and often very spiteful world of hackers, his rivals out there, what do they make of it?
Well, one of the things that you really have to be careful of is being a braggart if you're a hacker, because that's the thing that almost always brings you down. The best hackers...
What's the point?
Well, the best hackers are the ones who maybe let their exploits be known among a very, very select group of peers whom they might communicate through very secure channels to, but they would not, in fact, post their exploits to a public board going, look at the cool things that I've done, because that is essentially putting a noose around your neck. I mean, you're doing it to be known, you're doing it for ego purposes, but you're drawing attention to yourself. And the smartest hackers, the most evil hackers, are the ones who don't draw attentions to themselves.
And don't call themselves evil, presumably.
Presumably,
so what sort of comments were flying around?
Fluffy Bunny 86 or something.
So the hackers think Julian Assange is a blackguard then?
What sort of comments flew around then when this story broke?
Well, I mean, it mostly was around, goodness, he wasn't very smart. I really, you know, it was around
those terms?
Well, I think probably less kind. But, you know, the interesting thing is you see a group like LulzSec, and LulzSec actually does make a good job of drawing a lot of attention to themselves. From what we understand about the inside of that group, which is a fairly highly sophisticated group of hackers, they actually read all of the media that gets posted about them so that it becomes a sort of very self-fulfilling cycle of narcissism and keeps them going. And we think that maybe David Cecil was caught up in the same thing. So you'd have the hackers going, you know, this is an occupational disease of that kind of hacker, that if you're going to get caught up in the fame of it, then you're going to get caught.
A computer-obsessed single young man in central west New South Wales, how well does he fit into the sort of the profile of a typical hacker?
Well, I mean, you know, people seem surprised that he's self-taught, but there is no school that you can go to learn how to be a computer hacker. What you need to do is you need to go hang out in the right chat rooms, you need to go visit the right websites, you need to go read the right documents, and then what you'll find is a community that will maybe, if you listen hard enough and you're appropriately willing, will teach you what they know or show you how to do things. And so really almost all of what we would think of as the bad hat hackers are self-taught or taught because they live inside of communities that will teach them.
By its nature, when the NBN is more fully formed and running everywhere, how vulnerable will it be?
Well, you know, we're already very well connected together, so we are already fully vulnerable. I mean, what is it, 60 or 70% of Australians have broadband coming into their home. The NBN doesn't fundamentally change that vulnerability. Making things faster and clearer and more direct doesn't make things more vulnerable end to end.
So is there any redundancy built into the system? I mean, for businesses in particular, are they building parallel systems, or what could come to a standstill down the line if the NBN was hacked?
Everything. The NBN has issued a statement today saying that we are providing a layer of security, but we also provide everyone else who is connected to the network. We demand that they have a similar layer of security. So you really want multiple redundant layers of security. Every point that is a potential point of danger needs to be secured. So you don't just do it once and say that's done and dusted. You do it every single point.
And would it be typical that these ISPs that are linked to the NBN have exactly the same level of checking, of security, and the level of surveillance from authorities as the NBN itself will have? Are they the weak link, I guess?
It would depend on, it would depend on the ISP. What you'll see, I think, is that if there are ISPs that can get taken down easily, that will weed out the weak from the strong. Unfortunately, people will get hurt in that. But I think that one of the things that ISPs will be offering when they say, sign up with us, we're a little bit more expensive, but my God, we are secure.
We are the most secure.
And people will pay for that.
And there's no way of an ordinary consumer or even a small business really determining the veracity of those claims, is there? I mean, it's really hard to know.
It's difficult, but I think also what you're going to see is there are going to be organizations that you'll be able to pay to get a certification from.
Yeah.
So you have gold.
And that'll be totally unhackable, I assume.
Well, we'll see. We'll all pay for that extra security. Well, that is all for The Drum tonight. Thanks to our panel, Annabelle Crabb, David Miles, and in Melbourne, Jonathan Green, and of course to Mark Pesce. You can check out the website at abc.net.au/The Drum, and we'll see you tomorrow.